Good evening, folks. Tonight's story isn't just about basketball. It's about belief. It's about battle. It's about the kind of fire that refuses to burn out, even when the winds of doubt try their hardest to snuff it out. The Golden State Warriors aren't just playing for playoff position, they're playing for something deeper. Something bigger. Something legendary. As the regular season barrels toward its final stretch, the Western Conference has turned into a powder keg. 5 teams, Clippers, Nuggets, Warriors, Grizzlies, and Timberwolves, are locked in a relentless tug of war, with every game threatening to swing momentum, determine fate, and decide who walks into the postseason with confidence, and who limps in through the play-in. The East? That's already settled. Teams 1 through 10 have clinched. But the West? It's still the wild, wild West. Every bounce, every whistle, every possession is now a matter of life and death. And somewhere in the heart of that chaos, stands Golden State. The Warriors made a powerful statement recently, torching the Phoenix Suns in a game that looked less like a contest and more like a demolition. Final score, Warriors 121, Suns 98. Steph Curry reminded the league that he's not done yet, not by a long shot, dropping 32 points with his signature deep threes and flawless footwork. Jimmy Butler, the new addition with a hunger that never fades, added 24 points and 5 steals, showing once again that when the lights shine brightest, he rises higher. But the story wasn't just about who the Warriors were, it was about who the Suns weren't. Kevin Durant sat out. Bradley Beal, carrying the weight of a massive contract and unmet expectations, underperformed once again. He looked lost, sluggish, overwhelmed. Phoenix's chemistry was fractured. Their defense? Practically non-existent. With Beal on the floor, their defensive rating has cratered, turning them into one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Golden State didn't need a second invitation. They exposed every crack, every hesitation, every poor rotation. They moved the ball with surgical precision. They defended like their lives depended on it. And for one glorious night, the Warriors looked like contenders again. But basketball doesn't reward yesterday's victories. Just days later, the Warriors stumbled against the San Antonio Spurs. The same fire that had fueled their dominance flickered. Golden State lost 113 to 109. Curry fought hard, finishing with 28 points. Butler put up 21 and stayed aggressive on both ends. But the energy wasn't there. The bench gave little support. Their legs looked tired. And most glaringly, they had no rim protection. The Spurs attacked the paint relentlessly, knowing there was little resistance waiting for them inside. After the game, head coach Steve Kerr didn't mince words. In his post-game presser, he addressed the lineup issues with rare bluntness. "You put Jimmy, Draymond, and Kuminga on the floor together," he said, "and spacing collapses." That wasn't a knock on their effort or talent, it was a reality check on the team's identity. In today's NBA, floor spacing is oxygen. Without it, the Warriors suffocate. And yet, each of those players brings something vital. Draymond is the defensive general. Jimmy is the heartbeat in the clutch. Kuminga? He's the mystery box, the one player who could unlock the ceiling they're all chasing. Jonathan Kuminga's name has echoed louder in recent weeks. Against the Suns, he tallied 18 points and 7 rebounds, attacking the rim with ferocity, showing flashes of becoming the reliable third scorer this team desperately needs. When Moses Moody goes quiet. When Buddy Hield can't stay on the floor due to defensive liabilities. When Brandon Podziemski loses rhythm. That's when Kuminga must step in. He's more than just athleticism. He's raw potential beginning to boil. Still, the Warriors' identity has always revolved around the three-point shot. It's their lifeline. Their weapon of choice. And their Achilles heel. When it's falling, they look unstoppable, spreading the floor, driving and kicking, raining down daggers from every angle. But when the shots go cold, they struggle to pivot. There's no plan B. That's the gamble they've always lived with. And in these final weeks, that gamble is being tested more than ever. The Western Conference standings shift by the hour. One night you're a fifth seed with home court dreams. The next, you're staring down the barrel of the play-in. The Timberwolves might have the easiest remaining schedule, but key matchups, particularly against the Grizzlies, still threaten to pull them into the fire. Nothing is guaranteed anymore. The race is tight, volatile, and utterly unforgiving. And Golden State? They don't have room for another slip. If they do land in the play-in, a daunting opponent may await, the Los Angeles Lakers. A team with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, two of the most physically dominant and mentally sharp players in the league. Together, their combination of size, strength, and offensive mastery creates a nightmare for smaller, finesse-driven teams like Golden State. Add in the Lakers' uncanny ability to get to the free throw line, and you have a recipe for heartbreak. The Warriors have often found themselves on the wrong side of the whistle against bigger teams, and the Lakers know how to exploit that better than anyone. But the Lakers aren't the only threat. The Houston Rockets are another obstacle lurking on the playoff road. Their defense ranks among the league's elite. They rotate hard. They communicate. They switch with discipline. And they don't give shooters any room to breathe. For a team like Golden State, who thrives on perimeter looks, facing Houston would force a total shift in offensive strategy. No longer could they rely on spacing and motion alone. They'd have to attack the rim. Hit the mid-range. Get creative. Adapt or be eliminated. That's why the addition of Jimmy Butler was so critical. He's not just another scorer, he's a finisher. A closer. A player who elevates when everything else breaks down. He's battled through the Eastern Conference wars. He's been to the finals. He knows how to drag a team across the finish line through sheer will. Butler doesn't care about stats. He cares about moments. And in the playoffs, moments define everything. Inside that locker room, the urgency is real. They all feel it. Kerr's words hit like a cold truth: we've got a window. But it's not wide open anymore. It's just cracked. And we've got to kick it open ourselves. This isn't the same dynasty that ran roughshod over the league 5 years ago. Klay Thompson, the beloved sharpshooter, now comes off the bench, his role reduced but his fire still flickering. Draymond Green remains the emotional anchor, but with more fouls than highlights these days. Curry is still Curry, lightning in human form, but even he can't do it alone anymore. Yet, that's what makes this season so compelling. This team is no longer the overwhelming favorite. They're the aging Warriors, weathered and bruised, trying to prove they've still got one more epic in them. One more miracle run. And that's where legends are made, not when everything is easy, but when the odds are stacked and the clock is ticking. Fans feel it too. Chase Center vibrates with a different energy these days. It's not the cocky swagger of a team expecting to win. It's the desperate hope of a fanbase that's seen it all, tasted glory, and now prays for one last dance. You can hear it in the chants. See it in the eyes. Feel it in the silence when the final shot hangs in the air. No one knows how this ends. Maybe the Warriors make it through the play-in, avoid the Lakers, and catch fire at the perfect time. Maybe Kuminga explodes into stardom, Butler channels 2020 Miami, and Steph puts together a postseason masterpiece for the ages. Or maybe the curtain falls early, and the dynasty closes its final chapter. But no matter what happens, this team has earned the right to fight. They've earned the right to believe. Because basketball isn't just about talent, it's about heart. About resilience. About the unshakable belief that even when the world counts you out, you can still rise. One game at a time. One shot at a time. One moment at a time. And the Golden State Warriors? They're not done writing their story. Not yet. The music is playing. The lights are on. And the last dance has just begun. And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.